what did I come up with for, I had this thing sitting around that was just bugging me. And it was a tin for basically like Altoids. These are a gluten-free version of Altoids. They're all natural and stuff. It just means they tack a 0 onto the price tag. Anyway, so it's not embossed or anything. An Altoids tin is actually embossed. And, or I guess pressed. Or I don't know what they do. Anyway, it's raised. You can see all the branding on it. This one doesn't have that. It's completely flat. So what these were sitting around, and just really didn't know what we were going to do with these things, but we wanted to do something. So I thought, well, there's got to be something vintage military we can do with these things, right? And so what we did is we came up with basically an SOS vintage Save Our Ship survival package that's personalized for someone in your family. So I made 10 of these, one for each person. It's going to be a stocking stuffer, and I'll show you what's inside. It's really kind of cool. So you got the full one. Okay. Could you go? Hold on. Craft cam. Is it good enough? Oh, that doesn't belong there. Okay. Andrea, I don't know how you do this. This is really hard because I have to keep track of the conversation, the whole thing. So here it is. Now, the great thing about this is you've got your flashlight. This will go in your glove box or maybe in your motorcycle pouch or in your jacket even if you're out walking around or you're camping. You've got your chapstick for outdoor weather stuff, which we don't have here in San Diego. You don't really need chapstick, but places where it's cold it is, I guess you do. You've got your survival matches. You've got your alcohol wipe, and then you've got your Swiss Army knife, and on the bottom you have about 3 or 4 different varieties of Band-Aids. So what's really cool about this is I got all this stuff at the 99-cent store. So I bought 10 of everything, and all in all it probably cost me $40 to make presents for everybody. And you know, our family is about personalizing gifts. It's not about buying the most expensive thing, which is actually kind of harder to go out and figure out what we're going to make every holiday versus, I wish we could just kind of go out and buy stuff, but that wouldn't fly very well in a creative family. So anyway, I'll show you how we put this together, and there's really not too much to it, but let's get started. So first thing we did is we had to paint our tin. Now I didn't think this was going to be challenging initially, until I got into the garage and tried to start painting it, and this metal doesn't take paint very well, so we ended up using Krylon Outdoor Spaces paint with a satin finish. Having said that, I think if I could do it again, I would look for the same color in an engine heat enamel so that you could apply things to it like heat transfers without the paint melting off, because this stuff melts off when you do a heat transfer. That's why you see some of the logos the way they are. I actually wanted to do color logos like old school white vintage logos, but couldn't do that because when we tried to press them on, they would melt off with a heating iron. So I would go with engine enamel next time if they make it in this color. I've only seen engine enamel in black and red and white. I'm sure, Ken, you could add something to that. You've used a lot of that stuff. Fingernail paint. Yeah, I even tried. I tried everything to try to put white onto this paint, and it just really made a mess out of the paint. I tried everything from alcohol inks to which didn't look right in white at all the way up to nail polish to whiteout. You know, you could see the streaks, and it just didn't look very authentic. So we went without color this time. So we ended up using, or I ended up using, the Prismacolor black. That worked really well. You could use a Sharpie as well. I found the Sharpies worked, except I went out and bought a white Sharpie today that's a paint Sharpie, and it doesn't work on this. It just smears, which is this one. So I guess the right way to do this would actually be to cut a stencil out and then spray paint it, but that would take forever to individualize each one of them, so we didn't do that. Alright, so that's about painting the exterior. Now for the interior, there's really not much you're going to do to it. See if I can get this one open because I just painted it. Aha, got it. Alright, so pretty interior. Ooh, shiny, I love it.
Show the stencil the outside, please.
Show the stencil the outside?
Stencil the outside for us.
Oh, you want me to stencil the outside first?
Yeah.
You see this? Okay. So I will stencil the outside first. Where is the stencil, hon? Oh, here it is. All right, so we will put the letters on first. And the way I did this is I went through and I lined everything up first, and then I actually marked the template so it would line up with the box, so the letters would be somewhat even. The first couple were less than pleasant to look at, I guess is a good way of putting it. Alright, so first we're going to do our S, and you probably can't see it on the camera, but what I've done is I've set a mark right here, right at the end of the 10, and then a mark right here, and that tells me where to put my very first S. And you guys are crafters, you probably know all about this. Then just take my Prismacolor here and go around. Just take my time with it. And hopefully I have an S there. Ah, I do! Alright. Probably can't see too well on camera, but it's there. Let's see if we can get some light on that. And I'm not impressed. Okay. I'll show you when it's done here. Alright, then we're going to go to the O. It's really hard to see in this light, so
You're wearing sunglasses.
I'm looking under the sunglasses right now. I just gotta make sure the spacing from my S is good and that everything's even and equal, and I can tell that I'm just a little off angle here, so I will fix that, and then I will outline this. Ken, you got to have one of these for your glove box in one of your cars. I know you're really into this. Ken and I used to camp all the time. And we didn't like taking lots of stuff with us. This would be perfect. This would just be have the essentials in it, and then a sleeping bag and maybe a can of Dinty Moore beef stew, and you're good to go. You can spend more time camping, or more time playing, and less time actually worrying about bringing a bunch of junk with you. But I guess some people like that. Alright, so see if we got our last SOS. And now I originally wanted to put survival kit on here, but to actually put survival kit on here and spell it out, which is going to take forever, so I kind of got lazy about it and went with SOS. Maybe it works out better, maybe it doesn't. Okay, then I'm going to go put my little dots in here, in between the S and the O. And I can't really see in this light if I'm... Yeah, actually, this is one of the better ones I've done. It's probably the fastest one, too. Alright. So there's SOS. And then what I would do for the privatize, to individualize it for another name, is I would grab my smaller stencil here. Now, here's the kicker. I got these at Staples. I went everywhere looking for this font. Michael's, hobby stores, all this stuff. Could not find this font anywhere. I wanted the stencil military font and couldn't find them. So I finally ended up, last ditch resort, completely defeated today. About noon, I went to Staples and they had these things in the very back. And they were cheap. They were $4 for both of them. And we were in business. Alright, so let's move on to the inside here. And no problem with that thing popping open on the trail. Okay, so I guess you could just dump everything in here and you'd be good to go. But we wanted to work on presentation a little, and if I can find my other one, I don't know what I did with it here. What we did is we took a paper clip and hot glued it down to the top, warm glued it. I should be correct on that one because I think hot glue might actually melt the paint onto the side. So warm glued it and then stuck some things in it. Now I did experiment with some other things. I put a magnet on the knife and then put the knife on the top, and that worked too. But this was the best configuration to keep it from rattling around inside your glove box. And it also keeps the matches separated from the strike zone, which we cut the strike zone out of the box. Andrew did this for me and mounted it on the top, so we didn't have to put the whole box in here of the whole book of matches, just the matches bundled up in this cute little thing here, and then the strike zone on the other side. so it actually saves some space. You could fit a couple more things in here, maybe a couple aspirins, or if you're going on a fishing trip, you could put some Dramamine in here. You basically have everything you need right in your pocket. Okay, so let's go ahead and mount the sterile wipe in here. I sound like a surgeon. Oh, sterile wipe. And got some warm glue. See, Andrew's got me hooked on this stuff already.
Move it over a little bit and take a shot.
So, thank you, director.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, I don't know how to work this thing. What a mess. Okay. So I'm going to put overkill on here. I don't like my stuff to fail. And I have to tell you that 99-cent, the 99-cent Swiss Army knife is, well, they don't even call it Swiss Army knife, it's an army knife. I wouldn't bet my life on this thing, let me put it that way. So it's great in a situation where you need to cut some shoelace or maybe some dental floss. But if you actually have to use a real knife, this might be a really cool gift with a Victorinox or something. This thing is obviously 99 cents and it feels a piece. Same thing with a light. You could actually get one of those flat LED lights and it would save a lot of space in here, but this sucker was 99 cents. And you know, it works. And the people I'm going to give this stuff to are just going to call AAA anyway. Alright, and looking for my, if their car broke down, looking for my little piece of paper here to cover up the ugly glue. And there we go, so that's nice and pretty. Alright, and then we're going to grab our sterile wipe, and this is what I did to get all the Band-Aids, because if you go to your local pharmacy and you get 4 or 5 different types of Band-Aids, you're going to end up dropping probably $20 or $30. If you go to the 99-cent store, they've got these guys. There's a ton of bandages in here, plus the sterile wipes. They're 99 cents, and you can use about 4 of these, or you can build about 4 of these little kits with one of these. So you open it up, and it's got all the stuff in it already. Now, you may argue the point, why don't you just use this and spray paint it, but I don't know. There's something really nostalgic about metal that I just really like, and it feels high quality. Okay, so let's break one of these guys off here. I promise this is a sterile wipe. And we will put that in like so. And then we will grab a couple of these. Is there a mouse in my pocket or am I schizophrenic? Why am I saying we? I will grab one of these and put a couple of those in there. And that's going to do 2 things. It's going to keep it from rattling around. And it's also going to serve the purpose of being good Band-Aids. And then we'll put our little bundled matchsticks in here. Now, I would recommend you not get Strike Anywheres because I would hate to see this thing ignite in the car or in the glove box. And then, of course, 99-cent store again, which you could probably get a better deal on those somewhere else if you find them on sale, but whatever, they were 99 cents. Stick our light in there. And then last but not least, our utility knife. We've got everything. You've got room for more stuff. You could put anything from fishing string to fishing hooks. All kinds of good stuff in there. And could we go to head cam? Head cam. You put it right in your jacket and you're good to go. So there it is, vintage military box. You can find it on AndreaCurrieCrafts.com if you want to see the video on it. Also on our YouTube channel. Yeah, it's my first real vintage military craft other than like things we've done with motorcycles I've done with Ken. I'm working on another one I'm pretty excited about, and maybe we'll show that next time. So I will give the stage back to Andrea because she knows what she's doing. Thank you.